The 24-hour overthinking challenge that's breaking the internet. I tried stopping my toxic thoughts for just one day. What happened next changed everything. Stop scrolling. This message might save your life. Today, I'm doing something that terrifies me. I'm exposing the silent killer that's destroying millions of dreams right now. And I'll show you exactly how to break free. Hey there. You know what? Let's talk about something that I bet resonates with you deeply. Overthinking. Sigh. It's like that unwanted house guest that just won't leave, right? And honestly, it's breaking my heart to see how many amazing people are being held back by the silent dream killer. Listen, I get it. I really do. We've all been in that mental maze where we're constantly playing out scenarios in our heads, analyzing every single detail until we're completely exhausted. It's like being stuck in a never-ending game of what if. And you know what? It's absolutely draining. Can I be real with you for a moment? That feeling when you're lying in bed at night, your mind racing through all the possibilities, pros and cons swirling around like a tornado. It's overwhelming, isn't it? And the worst part, while we're stuck in this mental quicksand, life is passing us by. Deep breath. You're not alone in this, friend. That paralyzing fear of making the wrong choice, that knot in your stomach when you think about failing. I see you, and I understand. It's like being trapped in a glass box, watching life happen around you while you're stuck inside, overthinking every single move. But here's the beautiful truth that I want you to really hear. Overthinking isn't your friend, and it's definitely not making your decisions any better. In fact, and I say this with so much love, it's probably the biggest roadblock between you and your dreams right now. You know what's fascinating? We often think we're protecting ourselves by overthinking. Like somehow, if we just think about it one more time, we'll magically avoid all mistakes. Or maybe you're like so many others, a perfectionist at heart, always searching for that elusive, perfect solution. I get it. I really do. But here's the thing, and I want you to let this sink in. You're already equipped with everything you need to make good decisions. Sometimes, the bravest thing we can do is simply trust ourselves and take that first step forward. Remember, you've got this. You're stronger than your overthinking mind wants you to believe. And you know what? It's okay to start small. Baby steps still move you forward. And that's what matters most. How does that feel? Are you ready to start breaking free from the overthinking trap? Because I believe in you, and I know that amazing things are waiting on the other side of those mental barriers we put up for ourselves. Let's be real for a moment. Perfection? It doesn't exist. I know, we all chase it, don't we? That perfect decision, that perfect moment, that perfect plan. But here's the truth. No matter how much we analyze, no matter how long we wait, perfection is just an illusion. And honestly, the longer we overthink, the more reasons we'll find to hold ourselves back. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. Life isn't waiting for us to figure everything out. The opportunities we dream of, they're passing us by while we're stuck in our heads, trying to predict every possible outcome. And let me tell you, There's no such thing as a risk-free choice. Every decision we make comes with some uncertainty, and that's okay. That's life. But I get it. Fear of failure is a big one, isn't it? It's like this heavy weight on our shoulders. We're so scared of making a mistake that we convince ourselves it's safer not to try at all. But here's the truth you need to hear. Failure isn't the enemy. In fact, it's one of our greatest teachers. Every time we fail, we learn something new. Every stumble, every misstep, it's all part of the journey that brings us closer to where we want to be. And then there's perfectionism. Oh, that sneaky little voice that tells us, just wait a little longer, think a little harder. You'll find the perfect solution. But let's be honest, how many times has that voice actually helped? Perfectionism keeps us stuck. It keeps us waiting for something that doesn't exist. Because let me say it again, there's no such thing as a perfect decision, and there's no such thing as a risk-free choice. So what do? We let go. We stop waiting for perfection and start embracing progress. We take that step forward, even if it's a little messy, even if it's a little scary. Because every step, no matter how small, is still movement. And movement, that's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we win. You've got this. Trust yourself. Take the leap. Because the life you're dreaming of, it's waiting for you. Not for perfection, just for you to start. Let's talk about why we overthink, shall we? Sometimes, it's because we're trying so hard to control the outcome. We tell ourselves, if I just think about this long enough, I'll figure out exactly how to make it all go perfectly. Sound familiar? But here's the truth. We can't control everything. Life doesn't work that way. It's unpredictable, messy, and full of surprises. And sometimes, the best thing we can do is make a decision and trust that no matter what happens, we'll figure it out. Because we will. You will. And then there's uncertainty. Oh, how we hate it, right? We overthink because we're trying to avoid it. We think, if I just analyze this a bit more, I'll know exactly what's going to happen next. But here's the thing. Uncertainty is a natural part of life. It's always going to be there, no matter how much we think or plan. And you know what? That's okay. Because sometimes, the most beautiful things in life happen when we take a leap of faith, even when we don't know what's waiting on the other side. And let's be honest, how often do we overthink because we're worried about what other people will think? We want to make the right decision, the one that'll make everyone happy. But the truth is, we can't please everyone. No matter what we do, someone will always have an opinion. So why not make the decision that makes you happy? Why not choose the path that feels right for you? Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with it. And here's something else we don't talk about enough. Overthinking can sometimes be a sign of low self-confidence. It's like we're telling ourselves, if I just think about this a little more, I'll find the right answer. But let me tell you something. You already have the answers within you. You do. You just need to trust yourself. Trust that you're capable, that you're strong, and that you'll handle whatever comes your way. So let me ask you this. What would happen if you stopped overthinking? What would happen if you gave yourself permission to trust your gut, Take a step forward and let life unfold. Because you've got this. You really do. And the life you want is waiting for you. Not for perfection, not for control, but for you to believe in yourself and take that first step. You know, overthinking isn't always about the situation itself. It's often a sign that we're struggling with self-awareness. It's like we tell ourselves, if I just think about this a little longer, I'll figure everything out, including myself. But here's the truth. Self-awareness doesn't come from endlessly analyzing things in your head. No, it comes from taking action. Because when we act, we learn. When we step up, life teaches us. So the real question is, how do we stop overthinking and start doing? Let's break it down together. First, set deadlines for yourself. Ever notice how decisions feel easier when there's a timer ticking? When we give ourselves a deadline, we don't have the luxury of endless thinking. We're forced to decide. And guess what? Even if it's not perfect, we've taken the first step, and that's what matters most. Another game changer? Mindfulness. Overthinking is often about the past or the future. What if I made the wrong choice? What if I mess up later? But when we practice mindfulness, we pull ourselves into the present moment. Right here. Right now. And you know what happens next? We realize we only need to decide what's best right now. Then there's reframing your thoughts. And let me tell you, this one is powerful. When your mind whispers, "What if I fail?" Try swapping it out for, "But what if I succeed?" Or when it says, "This is too hard," answer back with, "I've done hard things before. I can do this too." See what I mean? Just a tiny shift in perspective can completely change how you feel about taking action. Here's another strategy I love, the 5-second rule. The moment you catch yourself falling into overthinking, just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take that first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be big. But moving forward, even just a little, is incredibly powerful. And if a decision feels too big and overwhelming, why not break it down? Tackle it piece by piece. Don't ask, "What's my entire life plan here?" Instead, ask, "What's one decision I can handle today?" Small steps lead to big progress. Before you know it, you'll have clarity and momentum. Finally, and this is so important, create an environment that supports action. Surround yourself with people who encourage you to move forward. People who remind you of your strengths, your courage, and your ability to handle whatever comes next. Because let's face it, when your circle is full of action takers, it inspires you to do the same. So, let me ask you, what's one step you can take right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. You have what it takes to stop overthinking, not by solving everything all at once, but by choosing to act, step by step, toward the life you want. You've got this, and I'll be cheering for you every step of the way. All right, let's talk about one of the simplest yet most powerful techniques to stop overthinking and start taking action. It's called the 2-minute rule, and trust me, it's a game changer. Here's how it works. If a task can be done in less than 2 minutes, just do it. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't analyze it. Don't sit there debating whether now is the perfect time. Just do it. Why is this so powerful? Because the moment you act, you shift into action mode. And when you're in action mode, you're not stuck in your head. You're doing. That's the magic. Once you start doing, you build momentum. And with momentum comes confidence. It's like a snowball effect. One small action leads to another. And before you know it, you're unstoppable. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've talked about. We've explored the dangers of overthinking, how it holds us back and keeps us trapped. We've uncovered the reasons why we overthink, whether it's fear of failure, perfectionism, or the need to control everything. And most importantly, we've gone over strategies to overcome it. We've learned how to set deadlines to force ourselves into action. We've talked about practicing mindfulness to stay present in the moment. We've discussed reframing our thoughts, turning "what if I fail" into "what if I succeed?" And now, we've added the 2-minute rule to our toolkit, a simple, yet incredibly effective way to take immediate action. But here's the most important takeaway. The only way to overcome overthinking is by taking action. We can't think our way out of it. We have to act our way out of it. And that starts right now. So here's my challenge to you. What's one thing you can do today that takes less than 2 minutes? Maybe it's sending that email you've been putting off. Maybe it's tidying up your workspace. Maybe it's making that quick phone call. Whatever it is, don't overthink it. Just do it. And if you've struggled with overthinking in the past, I'd love to hear from you. What strategies have worked for you? What didn't work? Let's start a conversation and help each other overcome overthinking once and for all. And hey, if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on personal growth and overcoming the mental blocks that hold us back. Thanks for being here. And remember, your next step is just 2 minutes away. You've got this.